Hey everyone, it's me, the Amazing World of Autistic Fanboy 2002 here. Today I'm reviewing Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, also known in America as the Sorcerer's Stone. I'm just going to call Philosopher's Stone as the UK title is. Came out in 2001, 1 year before I was born. Yeah, I was born in 2002, so back to the review. So, the plot tells the story of a Harry Potter, the boy who was born when he was a baby. His parents were murdered by he who must not be named, and Harry lived with his awful aunt and uncle, Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon, and his horrible cousin Dudley. And then Harry meets Hagrid, a half-giant played by the legend Robbie Coltrane, which rest in peace, legend. And then Harry gets a letter from Professor McGonagall, which also rest in peace to Maggie Smith as well. So he gets a letter to say that he's been taken to Hogwarts, and then Harry, played by Daniel Radcliffe, is off to Hogwarts and he meets up with his friends when he joined Gryffindor, and then he has his own friends like Ron Weasley, played by the GOAT Rupert Grint, and you also have Hermione, played by Emma Watson. And then they do the first year's tasks about learning magic, and then they practice broomstick flying, and then all of a sudden Draco Malfoy, played by you guessed it, Tom Felton, and who takes Neville Longbottom's item. Yeah, Draco Malfoy is such a bully. And then after they practice broom, and it was Halloween. Wait, before that, so Harry, Ron and Hermione go into the Forbidden Corridor, and all of a sudden they encounter Fluffy, the three-headed dog. I remember, I did watch this on telly as a kid, but I was always scared of the scene where Harry and Ron and Hermione were attacked by Fluffy, the three-headed dog. Yeah, I'll just skip the first 20 minutes of the film just to get past that scene. But anyways, back to the topic. Back to the review. So, yeah, and then during the Halloween bit, Quirrell runs to the hallway and interrupts Dursley, saying, "Troll in the dungeon! Troll in the dungeon!" And he went, "I thought you all no." And he faints, and then all of a sudden, all the class students started panicking, and then Dumbledore, played by Richard Harris, tells them to not panic, and the teachers and it orders the prefects to lead the house back to the dormitories, and the teachers will follow Dumbledore to the dungeons. But then when Harry and Ron realise that that Hermione is not aware about the troll, and then Harry and Ron run to the hallway, and all of a sudden Ron didn't knew that the troll has already left the dungeon. Janet is heading towards the girls' bathroom. From then all of a sudden, Hermione sees when she was coming out of the girls' bathroom, and then all of a sudden she encounters a mountain troll. And all of a sudden Hermione gets attacked by the mountain troll. Harry and Ron have to save Hermione from the mountain troll. I remember this scene a lot as a kid, but yeah, I'm not going to repeat that I was always scared of the scene where Hermione was attacked by a mountain troll. Yeah, the mountain troll did kind of scare me a little as a kid. But then Ron manages to knock out the mountain troll by using Wingardium Leviosa on the club. And it bashed him on the head. And then the troll gets knocked out, plummets to the floor, knocked out. And then Harry, Ron and Hermione and McGonagall and Snape leave the girls' bathroom, leaving Professor Quirrell up to something. And it was the Quidditch match, and then Gryffindor won the Quidditch match, and then later on they found out what is behind the murder of the unicorn, and then Hagrid realises, and there's this one bit where Harry and Draco had to go out, and then all of a sudden this hooded figure stands right in front of Harry, and then the centaur managed to scare it off, and then they had to leave the Forbidden Forest, and then Harry, Ron and Hermione have to find out who has the Philosopher's Stone. They need to stop someone who is getting the Philosopher's Stone. They believe it's Snape. And then they follow to stop the person they think it's Snape through the Forbidden Corridor, and they have to get past the three-headed dog. And then they fell into the devil's snare, and then they have to break free, and then later they end up on a giant chessboard. But before they can go to the door, they have to complete the game of chess. And then all of a sudden, Ron gets injured. And then it's up to Harry to go alone. And then all of a sudden, Harry realises it was not Snape, it was Quirrell the entire time. And then there's this one traumatising bit where Quirrell takes off the turban and unveils the Dark Lord. You guessed it, Voldemort. And then Harry defeats Quirrell by touching him, and then all of a sudden Voldemort's ghost goes through Harry, and then Harry passes out, and then Harry wakes up in the hospital wing, and then Harry and Ron and Hermione go on the Hogwarts Express train, and that's how the movie ends. So I had a fun time watching this movie. Haven't seen that film for a long time, but it's definitely worth watching. So I'm gonna give this movie 8 out of 10. It's a brilliant film. So comment down below what you think of this movie. Do you like it? Or it's just not a movie for you? So hope you guys enjoy this review. Stay tuned for my review on Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King.